So, what were the 10 best rock albums of 2023? Let's find out, shall we? Welcome, classic rock fans, to one of my end-of-year roundup videos, and today we're looking at the 10 best rock albums of 2023. If you're new to this channel, please do click like, subscribe, and check that notification bell. And check some of the links below this video for ways you can support the sterling work done at Classic Album Review. It's always much appreciated. Number 10 is Buckcherry and Volume 10. I love the punked up, soulful strut of this band. A band that are often dismissed as being kind of the bastard progeny of those Sunset Strip bands of the 1980s. But they're more than just pole dancing anthems and Motley Crue wannabes. Their music has a grittiness and funked up intent which I've always enjoyed, especially blended with that pistol influenced snarl. This album does cling to the bottom of this list and I generally enjoy it. I do think the Bryan Adams cover would have been best suited as a B-side or bonus track. And I feel this album is a little bit of a dip after the previous record, Hellbound. Number 9 is Uriah Heep in Chaos and Colour. This is a slab of classic Heapness that follows hard upon the brilliance of their previous album. Often wonderful the chemicals they imbibed in the 1970s are just kicking in now. Producing albums as feral and as intense as this at their age is just obscene. Heavy, opulent sound, and Jay Rusting's production work on this album is absolutely fabulous. And it has that core foundational Hammond throb, those intricate Mick Box guitar wah-wah phrasings. And Bernie Shaw delivers the goods of a man half his age, to be honest with you. The title is a reflection of the chaos of the times in which this album was produced, and the colour is the salvation offered by music. In fact, colour and light are motifs explored on this record. I love the Age of Chambers, which is very July Morning, and One Nation, One Sun is perhaps my favourite on this record. Number 8 is Extreme and 6. This album is jam-packed with everything this band are famed for. The riffs, vocals, harmonies, those slick grungy chords, and foot-stomping rockers. Extreme have admitted that they've been working on this album for quite some time. This is brightly produced hard rock, with some very cleverly arranged vocal parts as well. It often veers between pop and metal, but never sounds misplaced within both genres. The opening track set out the store quite decisively, with Rise with its chunky riff and Rebel also has got a pronounced guitar part. And there's strong vocals from Gary Cherone, whose voice has changed a little bit, I think, but is still as strong as ever, and the band's trademark harmonies are still very much present. Number 7 is the Rolling Stones and Hackney Diamonds. Richards and Woods rip some great blues riffs on this record, and Jagger sounds fabulous, bawling and yowling away on this record. The vocals are incredible and the guitars are crisp and uncluttered from the languid to the sleazy. It's a strong album, but if there was one criticism to be aimed at it, that is that the production seems a little bit too polished for me. I prefer a bit of grit and analogue burr to this band. With the production values on this one, it does feel a little bit bleached at times. Richards is still very much the riff meister, and Jagger is very much the heartbeat of this band, although still sporting a face like a chewed toffee. This is a solid Stones album, better than the overlong Bigger Bang, and even better than Bridges to Babylon. We'll get the febrile snarl of Angry, and as well as Bite Your Head Off, which is just an updated, grumpier version of Get Off My Cloud. Great interplay between the musicians on this record, befitting tribute to Charlie, and Jagger's rubbery presence still exerts itself. Number 6 is the Answer Sundowners. This album is one of their finest, described by classic rock as a joyful explosion of restless grooves. This album perfectly demonstrates that this band possess a deep and pure love for the music. Sundowners is Hammond-infused classic rock at its best. Flawless harmonising from the backing vocalists used on this record, and Cormac Neeson's still got a fine set of tonsils on him. Great band. If you get the chance to see them live, please do so. And check out this album, I don't think you'll regret it. I'll put a purchasing link just below this video. Standout tracks are the wonderful title track, lovely slide guitar, and the blues riffage of Californian Rust. Number 5 is Government Mule and Peace Like a River. This band was formed in 1994 as part of a collaboration between Warren Haynes and Alan Woody, both members of the Allman Brothers Band, if I'm not mistaken. Their music is an iconic blend of rock, blues, soul and jazz, whilst drawing heavily upon the improvisational nature of their influences. Peace Like a River is very much a continuation as regards the themes explored on the, I think, previous album, which was Revolution Come, Revolution Go, and from 2017. But it breaks away from the paradigms of the blues. It's a very exploratory album in terms of other genres. I love the very folky, same as it ever was, excellent organ and guitar interplay. Your Only Friend is a gorgeous slice of southern rock. The bluesy Shake Our Way Out, which, believe it or not, actually features the wonderful Billy Gibbons. And the standout moment on this album is Made My Peace, which has a distinctly 60s vibe to it. Overall, an eclectic and rewarding album. Number 4 is Rival Sons and Lightbringer. This Californian band are one of the best bands around at the moment. I've seen them live a few times. And Lightbringer, this album, feels very much like a companion piece to Dark Fighter, albums that explore the ebb and flow of human emotions. Frontman Jay Buchanan's vocals are absolutely sublime on this, one of the best vocalists in rock at the moment. The first track on this album is, I think, about 9 minutes long as it twists and turns through various styles. I think this is possibly one of the most ambitious records to date. The song's name is actually taken from the band's previous album, as these two albums converge brilliantly for this exploration. Mercy has a powerful chorus to it, and Before the Fire blends light, layered acoustics with some glorious slide guitar and vocals, an emotionally charged and thought-provoking number, which is something you could say about this whole album, in fact. If you get the chance to catch them live, please make sure you do so. Number 3 is Queens of the Stone Age and In Times New Roman. The band have stated they wanted something that sounded as brutal as it is to be alive at this moment. This is a wonderful album that I've had on repeat, and to quote the band, they say this is an album that's about walking deeper into the darkness. This sees the band very much back where they need to be, waist deep in the mire. Songs deal with pain and disappointment of modern life and ageing. There's a rawness to the sound that has apparently been missing from some of their later releases. Thematically, it's certainly a grotty album which deals with the glory and the scum contained in every human heart. An emotional sickness which has been described as a Frankenstein's monster of a song. It certainly feels somewhat stitched together from disparate melodies and angst-laden lyrics. It's a messy yet gorgeous number. And I love the wonderful pun on what the peepholes say and the glorious Iggy-esque Made to Parade. This is an album that very much seizes the zeitgeist and focuses upon that post-pandemic malaise. Number 2 is Metallica and 72 Seasons. This is a huge album running at about 77 minutes long and could have no doubt done with a bit of judicial pruning. The Guardian has described this as solid rather than spectacular. But overall, I think the music is arresting and bludgeoning. It barrels along, and I love the final galloping harmonised run at the end of Roomful of Mirrors. And Lux Eternal was a wonderful introduction to this album, incredibly hooky as well. I also love the call and response and the machine gun riffage of If Darkness Had a Sun. One criticism of this album is the band have been accused of lazy songwriting, resorting to just rhyming via the suffix of vaguely related words. For example, dogmatic, traumatic, summarise and patronise. But these are just minor quibbles, I think. Overall, this is a splendid album which I've been enjoying all year. And number 1, the top rock album of 2023 is the Winery Dogs and 3. Comprised of drummer Mark Portnoy, bassist Billy Sheehan, and guitarist vocalist Richie Kotzen. This band have gone from strength to strength. I think it's been about 8 years since their previous album. Forgive me if I've got that wrong. Although technically brilliant, the musicianship on this album is never vanish up their own arses with all this fiddly-diddly stuff. I think you know who I'm talking about. The music is both highly technical yet soulful. The instrumental prowess is very much on display, yet purely serves the song. The opener, Xanadu, is not a Rush cover. You'd be forgiven for thinking it might be. It's an original composition that capitalises on this band's unique blend of jazz, progressive metal and power pop. And Mad World, very much the centrepiece of this one, is Richie Kotzen's wonderful, wonderful vocals. We also get the post-grunge inspired breakthrough to the Middle Eastern tinged Pharaoh. This is undoubtedly the best rock album of 2023. So there you are, that's my countdown of the best rock albums of 2023. I'd love to know to what extent you agree or disagree with me. Please leave your comments below this video. If you haven't done so already, please smash that like button, as it makes all the difference to the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe and check that notification bell if you're interested in further content. I will wish you all a very happy new year, and I will leave you with my closing salvo, which is, of course, as you know, hope you're well, staying safe, that you keep listening.